So today's movie was Detour, a 1945 film noir thriller directed by Edgar G. Ulmer and written by Martin Goldsmith. It stars Tom Neal and Anne Savage. Broke and cynical piano player Al Roberts is hitchhiking his way across the country to meet his girlfriend when he is picked up by a sleazy bookie. But when the bookie dies along the way, Al decides to hide the body and assume the dead man's identity so he can complete the journey in the dead man's car. But everything changes when he picks up hitchhiker Vera, who quickly works out what he's done and holds him hostage while she drags him into a scheme to make more money out of the dead man's identity. Detour is in some ways a frustrating film. At its heart is an electrifying performance from Anne Savage, unlike any other female characterization I've seen on the screen. But what's frustrating is how long it takes to get to this heart of the film and how clunky some of the storytelling is along the way. Particularly so in the start of the film, when there just seems to be a lot of padding and especially in a short film, I don't know why it feels so padded out. And there's also a lot of telling instead of showing, which feels kind of clunky and inefficient. However, as soon as Savage enters the picture, everything turns around. Vera is beyond being a femme fatale. She is a femme feral. She is savage, wild-eyed and dangerous, and so much smarter than the protagonist, who only thinks he is street smart and world-weary. In assuming that Vera is just some vulnerable woman down on her luck, Roberts leaves himself open to being ensnared by a ferocious and pitiless predator. This is a great twist on the kind of hitchhiking scenario we might expect, and it also shows the incredible dramatic potential of a kidnapping scenario, especially in this situation where the victim at first doesn't even realize that he's being held prisoner. Compare and contrast with how abysmally a recent film like 365 Days used the kidnapping scenario in a dramatic sense. There is real sexual aggression in Vera's holding of Roberts as a captive. We really don't know where this is going or what her endgame might be. She might never let him go. This is a really high-stakes psychological drama. Tom Neal is interesting as perhaps the most cynical loser I've ever seen portrayed on the screen. He's so cynical that when someone gives him a $10 tip for his piano playing, he responds with something like, what good is money to me? It's just pieces of paper with germs on it. The cleverness of Detour's setup is that he thinks he is smart, but he is absolutely no match for Vera's rat cunning, and he is absolutely out of his depth. Edgar G. Ulmer started his career on such a high with The Black Cat in 1931, which is one of my all-time favourite horror movies. It is such a triumph of style and its really eccentric subject matter. But his career after that was really patchy, and I'm not really sure why. This is very much low-budget filmmaking. It is flawed and it is erratic, but it is still very much worth watching for Anne Savage's incredible performance. I have never seen a female character like this on the screen before. I really wanted more of Vera. I wanted to know more about her. Where had she come from? How did she become this wild, dangerous creature? In a world where all the characters are morally diseased, corrupt, psychologically unhealthy, Vera is the most cunning and savage rat in the junkyard. Detour is very much a rough diamond, but at its centre is something really worth seeing, and that is Anne Savage's incredible performance as Vera. I believe Detour is in the public domain, and it should be available on YouTube and other platforms. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.